Hey guys, my name is Amanda and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be starting kind of a series relating biblical principles to fitness and health and just things like that. Obviously, if you know anything about me, I mean, my health and fitness is very important to me, but honestly, so is my faith. And I just think it's really interesting how there are so many principles in the Bible that God tells us about and teaches us about, and if we simply just work on following them, it truly just carries over to every part of our life. And so with this specific topic that I'm going to get into, I just thought it would be cool to also incorporate that into our fitness and just show ourselves how doing these things that God asks of us can help us in this area. And so the things I'm going to start going through is the different fruits of the Spirit. And so first I'm just going to read you exactly what they are. If you've never heard of them, maybe you're familiar with them. If you are, awesome. If not, you'll find out in 2 seconds. And then after that, I'm just going to kind of give you some basic tips that we can do to help ourselves in this area. And so basically, like I said, if you're unfamiliar, they are in Galatians 5. And then let's see, it starts at 22, verse 22, where it says, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And then it just says, against such things there is no law, and those who belong to Christ have crucified the flesh and its passions and desires. If we live by the Spirit, let us also keep in step with the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, provoking one another, envying one another. And so, yeah, those are just kind of a rundown of the different fruits of the Spirit. And I thought it would be fun, a nice challenge for us to pick one and really implement in our lives that one fruit of the Spirit every week. And so for this first week, the one that really stood out to me that I'm going to be doing, and you're obviously welcome to follow along with me, hence the point of this video, is self-control. And if you think about it, it's like, yeah, God is kind of giving us an overlay of how self-control can help ourselves in literally every area of our life. But specifically when it comes to fitness, there is just a slew of things that self-control is. Obviously, us practicing self-control is going to help us in achieving our health and fitness goals. And so I'm just going to give you a couple things to kind of think about and ponder that I believe will really help you just kind of nail this down and get better. So first thing I want you to do is to really sit and think about what your triggers are, when it comes to your fitness journey. And so for instance, one person might really struggle with their eating habits. Like let's say you're kind of a binge eater, you're kind of a junk food eater, you really go to salty foods for comfort, you really go to sugary foods, you really go to different forms of alcohol. Like it could literally be anything, and just be really honest with yourself. Like maybe it's that, maybe it's you're honestly kind of lazy and just don't really like to work out. And no, too, like I'm saying these things, I'm not at all judging anyone. I have my things too that I know that I'm working on. And so just putting that out there, I'm just kind of saying like themes that I often will see in people, specifically as a personal trainer, but even just in humanity in itself. And so, yeah, let's say it's just like you're not very motivated, you don't like to go work out, things like that. Just really sit and think about what is the thing that triggers you the most? Like what is the thing that makes you stumble, and oftentimes is what truly keeps you from achieving the success that you want in this area of your life. And then once you have those, maybe it's one, maybe it's multiple things nailed down. My sister just texted me. I want you to sit and come up with a plan, because honestly, I feel like half the reason why we fail is it's almost like fail to plan to fail, is because we don't plan. And so literally sit and think, like, let's say we're just going to go with the food example, because honestly, that's the one that is triggering for me. Like I'm pretty good at most things. The food, I just like, I like my ice cream, I like my whatever else. And so with that, I can sit and set up, or you can sit and set up exactly what meals are you going to eat throughout the week. Even if it's just like a lot of the same things, some people like to repeat, or maybe you're a big cook, you like all kinds of extravagant, fancy sort of food. Sit and think about what it is that you're gonna eat for that week. And also incorporate, let's say you have an outing, let's say you have a work event, let's say you have a girls' night or a guys' night or whatever. Think ahead with stuff like that too. And so going into the girls' night that maybe you're gonna have a glass of wine and some chocolate with your meals or whatever you guys do, I guess, I have no idea. But just thinking ahead and planning to be like, okay, this night I'll allow myself to have this. Or maybe you have a work outing and there's like a bunch of dessert and things like that. Maybe you tell yourself, I'm gonna let myself have one piece of dessert, and then the rest of my meal, I'm gonna eat a good source of protein, some veggies, things like that. Just thinking ahead, like simply just thinking ahead and planning your week, like just even getting a rough estimate of what you're gonna do during that week helps you so much to actually stick to the plan, to succeed in your own ways, and to not feel like you're so out of control when maybe you get to a certain event and there's this food everywhere or these drinks everywhere or whatever, and you're just like, I didn't think this through, I don't know what to do. It's just like you've already planned ahead of time that you're gonna do XYZ and you're not gonna do XYZ. And yeah, I've just found that to be really helpful, not only for myself, but definitely for my clients. And then you just feel better because you've gone into it. Let's say you let yourself have a glass of wine or some dessert, like I said, and then you leave and you don't feel super guilty for that thing that you allowed yourself to have because you've already planned to incorporate that into your life. And honestly, kind of going off of that, even things like downloading a fitness app to just kind of track what you're putting into your body. And so personally, I like to use MyFitnessPal. I think it's one of the better food tracking apps, and it's free. You can get the upgraded version if you like, but who doesn't like free things? I like free things. And so you can download the MyFitnessPal app and just put in what you're eating throughout the day. So it can track your calories, it can track your macros, things like that. And then you're just feeling, again, more in control of what you're actually ingesting in your body, which will just make you feel better overall. So first, find your triggers. Second, plan what you're gonna do for those triggers, whatever it could be. And the third is just actually implementing this fruit of the spirit in this week, in this example, self-control. And so obviously that is so much easier said than done, hence why there's a lot of obesity in America, and a lot of people have really hard time with their fitness stuff, and I get it. However, just really, like, you have to dig deep sometimes, and you have to be gritty, and you really have to work on denying what your flesh actually wants to do. And when you do that, and I think even with that, when you become more mindful of, let's say it's working out now, we'll switch to that example, and you're like, I'm tired, or I'm not motivated, or I just feel really lazy, or whatever, just being like, no, I'm going to discipline myself. I'm going to have this self-control that instead of getting home and just like laying on the couch for the rest of the night, or instead of sleeping in when I told myself I would get up early and go to the gym, or just go to my living room and do a home workout, that I'm not going to skip it. I'm not going to just sleep in. I'm not going to do XYZ. I'm actually going to get up and do the thing. I'm going to apply the fruit of the spirit of self-control and do the thing that I know deep down that I want to do, even if I don't always feel like it. Hence why it's called self-control. And it is not ironic that when we are applying these biblical principles to, like I said, literally everything in our life, but specifically to this fitness genre example, how you will see in turn your life just gets so much better because you're sticking to your goals, you're feeding your body proper nutrition, you're limiting your alcohol intake, you're doing whatever else, and how it's oftentimes what you want anyway. It's like, yes, you have to deny that momentary satisfaction, the momentary pleasure you get from stuffing your face with candy or whatever it is for you. But then long term, you lose those 10 pounds, or you hit a new PR at the gym, or you take 30 seconds to a minute off your race pace, or whatever it is. And yeah, just like doing those simple, I know it's not always simple, but simple thing of applying the self-control is what is truly going to get you results. And so I just encourage you to invite God into your week, into your life always, but specifically into this area. I know, like I said, it's not an easy thing, and I'm definitely not trying to sit and act like I'm perfect, because I'm definitely not. But I have found when I have been really disciplined and been like, okay, I just surrender this to you, God. I know that this is hard for me and that I just can't do it without you. That literally every time he just shows up, even if it's like in a moment, and I just pray a simple prayer of like, God, please give me the strength to like restrain from whatever this is, that he helps me and that he shows me, and he does give me that strength to have self-control in certain areas that I'm continuously working on having self-control. And so I know that he will do the same for you. He can and will do the same for you. And so yeah, I just pray that this is helpful to you, that you just take this and think about it, process it in your own ways, and implement it into your life. And really quick before I go, I'm just gonna say a quick prayer for anyone watching this to help them in that area. And so, dear Jesus, I just thank you so much for this day, for the listener that watches this video. I just pray over this fruit of self-control in their health and fitness journey, that you just come into their lives, that you meet them exactly where they're at, that you already know the things that they have been struggling with, currently are struggling with, and that you just help them give them the strength and the self-control to resist in those moments that you know are just stealing their blessings, stealing their success. And so yeah, I just rebuke the enemy in any way that tries to come against them, to just get them to cave in those moments. And I plead the blood of Jesus over them and what their goals are truly and what they want to accomplish. And I just pray that it's a really good week and that they can be really successful, and that they just I pray that they wouldn't even struggle or that they would just have this supernatural way to just do things, and that they can accomplish what they want to accomplish and just get them in better health. So I just pray this all in your name, Jesus. Amen. All right, well, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, I would love it if you liked it and subscribe to my channel. I have all kinds of videos, faith, fitness, hair, beauty, just different things like that. So if you like stuff like that, subscribe to my channel. Tell your friend about me, you know, like invite some people over. I like people, I like a party, you know, like rock on. Just kidding. But anyway, so I hope you have a really good day, and stay tuned for next week, what the fruit of the spirit will be. We'll see. I have no idea. I'm just gonna pick one, whatever I feel more compelled to in that moment. But yeah, I hope you have a really good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.